sound and share. Well, I need to do share screen first, don't I?
Yeah.
You said that's what I messed up on.
Yeah. Share screen. Share screen.
And I need to go to this.
Well, no.
Share sound.
Yes. Now go to that.
Now go back to my Zoom meeting.
All the. Have you got that real audio? That the power DVD? Have you got it turned on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was playing a minute ago.
Okay.
Do I need to hit share
Yes.
here?
It doesn't share.
And that's what happens when I hit share.
Okay. You can minimize. The big screen. Now you can bring it back.
Can't either.
You can. It won't go back to the full size because you're sharing. Click the button that's white at the top of the little window. There.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Okay, I need to do that again, I guess.
Stop share.
Why?
Stop sharing. I'll show you what happens.
Stop share. When I share, it goes small.
Yeah, because what they assume is that when you're sharing your screen, you want them to
see it.
Yeah.
So I don't need to do a share screen until I'm ready to play the DVD?
That's right.
Okay, let me go to invite Christine. It's 3 minutes till. She declined my meeting. Why would she decline my meeting?
She hit the wrong button.
So what do I do? Re-invite her? Do I need to invite her again?
Yeah, you might, just in case.
Hello?
Hold on.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Christine. I'm sorry I didn't have my headphones on.
Okay. How are you, Miss Elsa?
Good. How are you?
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to Thursday.
That's okay. It's not a problem. Today is fine. This will work better for me too. Tomorrow I really need to go to town, so
oh really?
Better than tomorrow.
So it's okay because this Thursday I have an appointment with my doctor, obviously.
Right.
And you know, this one is very busy. I take this appointment from last month.
I understand. Yeah. I have to go to Nashville tomorrow, so this will work better
really?
for me.
That's okay. Thank you, God.
I think we left off at lesson 5. If you can double check that for me.
Yeah.
Page 174.
174. Yes. Yes.
And we're talking about progress in school. So we're going to talk about things that children are studying in school and how well they're doing, that kind of thing, okay?
Yeah, okay.
So before you listen, they want you to read. Look at the picture. There's a picture there on the top of the page of a mom and her son. Read the information. Yeah. What are some ways students can get extra help with school? Do your children have ways to get extra help with school if they need it? Do they have tutoring or something like that available?
Yeah,
if children need help?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's read this. It says, sometimes students have trouble in their classes. Students can get help from their parents and older brothers and sisters. Sometimes they can get extra help from teachers or older students before or after school. Most local libraries also have programs to help students with their schoolwork. So they have different avenues for you to pursue if you need help for your children with their schoolwork. All right, they want us to listen. First, let's look at the picture. Where is Carlo's mother? In that picture at the bottom of the page. Where do you think she is?
The teacher and the mom.
The mom, and where is she? Where do you think she is?
She is in the right.
She's at school, right?
Yeah, in the school, yeah.
Right. And who is she talking to?
I think she's talking about her child, about the progress.
She's probably talking to the teacher, either the teacher or the principal, but I think it's probably the teacher.
Yeah.
So they want us to listen to the CD, and then it will tell us who she's talking to. So.
Okay.
Let's try it and see what
Listen.
we get.
Exercises B and C.
Yes, good.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher. Nice.
What happened?
To hear.
He does very well in math. He works carefully.
He likes math a lot. What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Okay, so who is she talking to?
Carlos.
Carlo's teacher, right? She's talking to Carlo's teacher.
Yeah.
Now they want you to answer these questions. What subject is Carlo doing well in?
It's math.
Right. And then what subject is he not doing well in?
It's social studies.
Okay, so let's listen one more time.
Okay.
Page 172. Take a phone message.
Oh.
Exercise D.
We're not on the right
Page
one.
Page 174.
Yes.
Listen. Exercises B and C.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher. Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlo's mother, Annette Duval. Nice to meet you too. So, how's Carlo doing?
Carlo's a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in math. He works carefully.
He likes math a lot. What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Okay, now they want us to listen to the whole conversation.
Page 170.
So we're going to listen again, and this time the conversation will be longer. It may start out the same, but it'll be a longer conversation.
Okay.
4. Listen. Exercises B and C.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher. Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlo's mother, Annette Duval. Nice to meet you too. So, how's Carlo doing?
Carlo's a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in math. He works carefully.
He likes math a lot. What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Page 174. Listen.
Oh, I guess I've played that
Exercises
same
B
track
and
again.
C.
Let's see if we
Hi,
can't get it to
I'm
play the next track.
Page 174. Listen. Exercise D.
There we go.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher. Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlo's mother, Annette Duval. Nice to meet you too. So, how's Carlo doing?
Carlo's a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in math. He works carefully.
He likes math a lot. What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Have you thought about signing up Carlo for homework help after school?
Homework help? What's that?
It's an after-school program. Older kids from the high school come and help students with their homework. The program is free, and students can get the extra help they need.
Page 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what does Carlo's teacher suggest that mom do for Carlo?
To do extra homework.
Well, he suggested letter A, help from older students. Apparently, they have a program
Okay.
after school
Yeah.
where he can get help from older students. So that's what he suggested was letter A.
Okay.
We're going to do another conversation where we listen and then we repeat. So
Okay.
we'll listen first and then we'll listen and repeat, okay?
Okay.
So I can get it on the right track this time.
11.
Page 175. Conversation. Listen.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher. Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlo's mother, Annette Duval. Nice to meet you too. So, how's Carlo doing?
Carlo's a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in math. He works carefully.
He likes math a lot. What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
Okay, now we're going to listen and repeat.
Listen and repeat.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's teacher.
Hi. Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlos' teacher.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlo's mother, Annette Duval.
I'm Carlo's mother.
I'm Carlos' mother, Annette Duval.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
So, how's Carlo doing?
So,
So, how's Carlos going?
Carlo's a good student.
Carlo's a
Carlos
good
a good student.
I enjoy having him in class.
I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
That's good to hear.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in math.
He does very well in
He
math.
does very well in math.
He works carefully.
He works carefully.
He works carefully.
He likes math a lot.
He likes math a lot.
What about social studies?
What about social studies?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class.
Well,
He's having a little trouble in that class.
He needs to do his homework.
he needs
He needs to do his homework.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
okay.
Okay, I will talk to him.
Page 175.
Okay. So now we're going to do the practice at the bottom. Now this number 4 practice, this is one of those where you write in the words in the blanks from the blue, green, red, and yellow blocks.
Yes.
So if you want to take a minute and write those in, and then we'll go over those, and then we'll do them one way, and then we'll switch. And we can use whatever we want from these blocks. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'll start. Hi, I'm Miss Elsa, Carlos' teacher. Nice to meet you.
I'm Carlos' mother, Christine. Nice to meet you too. So, how is Carlos doing?
Carlos, a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in science. He learns quickly.
He likes science a lot. What about language arts?
Well, he's having a little trouble in that class. He needs to ask more questions.
Okay, I will talk to him.
Very good. Now this time you start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Christine, Carlos' teacher. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Carlos' mother. Nice to meet you too. So how's Carlo doing?
Carlos is a good student. I enjoy having him in class.
That's good to hear.
He does very well in social studies. He studies hard.
He likes social studies a lot. What about math?
Well, he is having a little trouble in that class. He needs to spend extra time on it.
Okay, I'll talk to him. Okay, so come on over to lesson 6, page 176. First, we have a grammar box at the top of the page. And I'll read this and you repeat after me.
Okay.
Carlo is a careful worker.
Carlo is a careful worker.
Carlo works carefully.
Carlo works carefully.
Carlo is a quick worker.
Carlo is a quick worker.
Carlo works quickly.
Carlo works quickly.
Carlo is a good worker.
Carlo is a good worker.
Carlo works well.
Carlo works well.
For most adverbs of manner, you'll add ly to the adjective. You saw that with careful and carefully, quick and quickly. But some are what I would call irregular. So good, the adverb is well. A few adverbs of manner are irregular: good and well, hard and hard, fast and fast. So sometimes the word doesn't change at all. But for a lot of adjectives, you just add ly to make it into an adverb.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's complete these sentences. Look at the underlined adjective and write the adverb of manner. So we're going to take the adjective in the first sentence and turn it into an adverb. So it's going to, instead of modifying the noun, it's going to modify the verb. So this first one, Sonia is a careless writer. She writes carelessly. So they added ly. You took the careless and added ly. Now, sometimes they're going to be irregular, but look at these words they gave you in the box at the top, and you can see when they're irregular how we use the other word.
Yeah.
So try the next one. Vahan's pronunciation is clear.
Yeah. He speaks clearly.
Very good. He speaks clearly. That's exactly right. He speaks clearly. Amadi is a fast learner. He learns
Fast.
fast. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Your children are good students.
They do well.
They do well in school. Your children are good students. They do well in school. My son is a hard worker.
He works hard on his homework.
Very good. Mei Ling is very quiet in class.
She plays quietly with the other children.
Very good. Ming's handwriting is neat.
Uh, I'm sorry. He writes neatly.
Very good. He
Ne-
writes
ne-
neatly. Very good.
What is the meaning of neatly?
Neatly means that his writing is clear and easy to read. So when it says
Okay.
his handwriting is neat, it's clear and easy to read. He has very good handwriting.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So he writes neatly means that
Neatly.
he's writing in a way that's clear and easy to read.
Okay.
The next part says change the adjectives in the box to adverbs of manner and use the adverbs to complete the sentences. So we're doing the same thing. We're changing our adjectives to adverbs. I'm sorry. Yes, our adjectives to adverbs.
Yeah.
So the words in the box are careful, creative, good, hard, and quick. They've already used poor, so you don't have to use that one. We'll go over that one in number
Poor.
1.
Yeah.
Darren never practices the piano. He plays poorly
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't practice, so he plays poorly.
Yeah.
Nuncia gets good grades.
Yeah. She does hard in the school.
No,
Good.
good. She does well. You change good to
Well.
well.
Yeah.
Look in the
change it.
box at the top of the page.
Yeah.
She gets good grades. She does well in school. So you're using good, but
Yeah.
you're changing it to the adverb well. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So she does well in school.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have much time. Please work.
Please work hard.
No. We don't
Quickly,
have much
quickly.
time. Quickly.
I'm
Because
sorry.
we don't have very much time, you need to do your
Yeah.
work quickly. Okay?
Quick.
Please work quickly because we don't have much time. Quickly. Amina works fast, but
Mhm.
she makes mistakes. She needs to work.
Carefully.
Very good. Carefully. She needs to work carefully. So she's not having a problem with her speed, but she needs to be more careful.
Mhm.
Ernesto had a lot of great ideas for his science project.
Mhm. He always thinks creatively.
Creatively. Very good. He always thinks creatively. John has a test tomorrow.
He needs to study hard.
Very good. He needs to study hard. Okay, so at the top of the next page, we have another grammar box. In the grammar watch box, it says an object pronoun takes the place of a noun. I need to call Bill. I need to call him. So the object pronoun is him and it takes the place of Bill.
Mhm.
Use an object pronoun after a verb. Call me. I know her. After a preposition, talk to me. He's standing next to her. You see how they're using object prepositions in those sentences? I'll
Yeah.
read these sentences that are in the box and you repeat after me.
Okay.
Can you help me?
Can you help me?
I need to see you.
I need to see you.
I need to see him.
I need to see him.
I need to see her.
I need to see her.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Come with us.
Come with us.
I am proud of all of you.
I am proud of all of you.
I am proud of all of them.
I am proud all of them.
5. Conversation.
Something. What am I doing wrong?
Okay.
All right, let's do the practice down here at the bottom. Miss Carson was at the parent-teacher conference. I met her. So you have a sentence before, and then you're going to use an object pronoun when you write the next sentence after that's speaking about the same person in the first part. So there's a PTO meeting on Friday, and they're talking about the PTO meeting. So you're going to say, we can't attend
He
it.
can't
We
attend
can't
it. Yes.
attend it. And
Yes.
it is referring back to the PTO meeting. So
Yeah.
the sentence was, there's a PTO meeting on Friday. We can't attend it because we have a conflict. So we can't attend it.
Okay.
Emily and Mary are doing very well in school.
Yeah, we are proud of them.
Very good. We're proud of them. My daughter is not doing well in science.
I'm worried about her.
Her, very good. My son needs help in math class.
My son needs help. Can you help him?
Yes, very good. Do you need to take care of your phone, Christine?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you need to take care of a call on your phone?
No, it's okay.
Okay. The next one, number 6, are you busy?
I need to talk to you.
Very good. And number 7, when we don't understand something, our teacher
Helps us.
Very good. Art class is hard for me. I don't
like it.
Very good. My son does his homework every day.
I never have to remind him.
Very good. I never have to remind him. Very good. All right, let's go to the workbook. And the workbook is on page 104. So we're going to complete the sentences. It says underline the correct word.
Okay.
So number 1, Maya, and they're talking about, they're describing her as a writer. So Maya is a
good writer.
Good writer. Very good. Maya is a good writer. Her book report was excellent. Gregory didn't pass his math test because
he didn't work carefully.
Very good. Now, if you'll look at these, in number 2, carefully is describing the way that he worked. It's describing the verb. That's why it's an adverb. In number 1, we said Maya is a good writer because good is describing the noun, the writer.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's a good writer, and Gregory doesn't work carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on to number 3. Quan got a 97 on his math exam.
He studied hardly.
No, he studied hard.
I'm sorry, hard. Yeah.
We have to be careful with hard and hardly because they actually can be opposites if you use them wrong. Mm-hmm. So if you say, I'm not trying to confuse you, but I want you to realize it can be used this way. If you say he hardly studied,
mm-hmm.
that's not good. But if you say he studied hard, then that is good. So you see how they can be taken as opposites?
Mm-hmm.
If he hardly studied, that's like he never studied.
Okay.
So you have to be real careful with hard and hardly because he studied hard is in the positive. It's a good thing. But if you say he hardly studied, that would be a bad thing. So you have to be real careful with that one. But if he got a 97 on his math exam, that means he studied hard because he got a very good grade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Number 4. It is difficult to read Pablo's papers.
He doesn't write neatly.
Very good. Anita finished her homework in half an hour.
She worked quickly. Yes.
My daughter's having trouble in science.
She is a poor student in that subject.
Very good. The children didn't talk in the classroom.
They were quietly.
They were quiet because now we're describing the children. So we're saying they were quiet.
Mm-hmm.
If you said that they worked if you used a different kind of quiet is describing the children,
Yeah.
but quietly would be describing their behavior. So if they were working on homework, you might say they worked quietly.
Yeah.
But in the classroom, you're talking about the children, so they were quiet.
Quiet.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
I want you to understand that quiet's describing the children, a noun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas
Now.
if you said they worked quietly, then you're describing the verb, and then you would use the ly.
Yeah.
Does
I
that make
understand.
sense?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Complete the report card. Change the adjectives in the box to adverbs. So they want you to fill in the blanks on the comments in the report card.
Okay.
The first one is language arts. In language arts, Tariq was given a B. So it says in the comments, Tariq writes neatly. His handwriting is always easy to read. He makes a lot of spelling mistakes.
He needs to check his spelling. He needs to check his spelling. Clearing.
Carefully.
Carefully.
So you're going to use careful and change it to an adverb. He needs to check his spelling carefully. Okay. In math, Tariq got a B. It says Tariq learns, and they're talking about doing things fast. So what word are we going to use there? Tariq learns.
Quickly.
Quickly. Very good. Tariq learns quickly. He is always the first to solve math problems on the board. Sometimes he works.
He needs to check his answer for sometimes he works.
Okay, they're talking about checking his answers for mistakes. So if he's making a lot of mistakes, he's being careless, okay?
Careless, yeah.
So we want to say sometimes he works carelessly.
Careless.
So you're going to use careless, but you're going to add an ly. He works, sometimes he works carelessly. He's not paying close attention to his work. In science, Tariq got a C. Tariq often speaks very
well.
Quietly. He speaks very quietly. It's difficult for other students to hear him. Sometimes we have to read the whole thing to know what they're trying to say. So Tariq often reads very quietly. It is difficult for other students to hear him. He needs to speak something and share his ideas with the class. So how does he need to speak?
He speaks clearly.
Clearly, very good. He needs to speak clearly and share his ideas with the class. He got a D in music, so he's not doing well in music at all, is he? So he does, what does he do on tests if he got a bad grade?
Tariq does
poorly. He does poorly on tests. He got a 65 on his final exam. He needs to study
hard.
Yes, he needs to study hard next semester. He does poorly on tests. He needs to study hard next semester. In art, he got an A. Tariq thinks creatively. He thinks creatively. He has a great imagination and a lot of new ideas. He follows directions
carefully.
No, this one is going to be good, but we don't use the word good for an adverb. Do you remember from the big book? The right adverb for good is well. So he follows directions well. You never have to tell him anything twice. He follows directions well, and well is the adverb for the adjective good. Okay? Okay. Exercise C, complete the conversations. Write the correct object pronoun. Now, this is where we were talking about the pronoun is the adjective that's taken the place of the noun that was mentioned previously.
Okay.
So the question, can you help Lucy with her math problems? No problem. I'll help
Her.
her. Very good. I'll help her. Mom, I need to go to the library. Okay, I'm busy tonight, but
Grandma will take you.
you, very good. Grandma will take you. Emilio, your art project is really good. Thanks, I worked hard on
On it.
it. Very good. I worked hard on it. I can't remember my spelling words. All right.
Let's review it one more
Let's
time.
review them.
Them.
Talking
Yeah.
about the spelling words, and there's more than
Yeah.
one. So we're going to say, let's review them one more time, because that refers back to the spelling words, okay?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
important to know what it is you're referring back to in order to get the correct object pronoun, okay?
Yeah.
Did my teachers talk about?
And the parent teacher talk about me.
Yes. Did the teachers talk about me at the parent-teacher conference? Yes. And they had good things to say. So did the teachers talk about me? Yes, they had good things to say. All right, we're going to do this letter at the bottom and fill in the blanks with object pronouns. So you need to pay attention to what comes before. When you have a blank to fill in, what is it that it's referring back to? So it starts out with, Dear Mom, well, the kids got their report cards from school today. Becky and Mike both did well. I am proud of them. She's talking about her children, Becky and Mike.
Yeah.
So that refers back to Becky and Mike, and that's why we use them, because it's two people. Do you remember last semester? Becky didn't like math. She had trouble with, and we're talking about math, so what are we going to put there?
Yeah, with it.
She had trouble with?
With it.
It, very good. She had trouble with it because she didn't like it. But Becky's teacher, Mr. Migdal, was very helpful. Dan and I talked to, now they're referring back to the teacher. So what are we going to put here?
Yeah. Talk to her.
Him. We talked to him, Mr. Migdal. We talked to him.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dan and I talked to him after school. He told
her about new program.
No, we're referring back now to Dan and I. Dan and I.
Us.
He told us, very good. He told us about a new program called Homework Help. Now Becky meets with a student from the high school after class. And we're talking about Becky, okay? So the student helped
her.
The student helps her with homework. This semester, Becky got an A in math, and now she loves it. Very good. Now she loves it. Mike also did better this semester. Last semester, he got a C in language arts. He did poorly on his writing assignments. This semester, he spent more time on, we're talking about writing assignments, which is a plural. So this semester, he spent more time on them. Very good.
Them.
He got a B+. And Mike made a wonderful science fair project. He really worked hard on it. He got second prize. We are looking forward to your visit next month. We miss
you.
You, very good. We miss you. Okay. We're going to go on to lesson 7, which is reading.
Yeah.
Before you read the chart. What types of colleges are there in your community? I'm not real familiar with all of the options you have available to you in Clarksville, so you may have to help me. I know what's available here in Springfield. and Robertson and Sumner County, but I don't know too much about Montgomery County, so you may have to help me with this. Here in Robertson and Sumner County, a community college is a college that gives you an associate's degree. It's only a 2-year college, and it's a real good opportunity for students to go to get a couple of classes to determine what it is they're really interested in. It's not necessarily a degree program like a 4-year college, but it offers you a 2-year degree as an associate's degree, and it offers you the opportunity to try different things because you can go take different classes and see what you like. Just to give you an example, my daughter went to college at Western Kentucky University when she first got out of high school, and she was trying to study nursing, but she was having trouble with some of the classes. So she came home from Western Kentucky, and I encouraged her to take a couple of courses at the community college and see what she liked before she went on to finish her 4-year degree. So she took a couple of classes at the community college here, and then went on in a different field of study for her 4-year degree. So a community college offers a 2-year degree or an associate's degree. A college offers a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree, and a university has bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctor's degrees, a doctorate. So a university has more options for your field of study than just a regular 4-year.
University is the top, I think.
I'm sorry?
University is the top.
A university gives you more options. So yes, it would be at the top, but it gives you more choices. Because when you start out in community college, you may be trying to find out what you're interested in. Then you may go on to a college and pursue that interest, or you may go on to a university for a more extensive degree. Okay. And you can get a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree from a college without going to a university, but a university gives you more choices. Okay. So we're going to, here in Robertson County, if you wanted to pursue an associate's degree, we have a Highland Crest College here in Springfield that people can go to and just choose classes. But you can actually go to Highland Crest and get a 4-year degree, I think. For colleges, we would go to Western Kentucky up in Kentucky, or maybe go to Austin P in Clarksville. Austin P is, but it's more like a university. Austin P, I'm sorry, Austin P is a university, APSU, the U is for university. Western Kentucky is a university. I'm not sure about Highland Crest here in Springfield, maybe a college. I don't know what the difference is between Highland Crest and the university choices. But we're going to listen to this article about going to college. They're going to talk about making choices about going to college. And depending on where you go, the tuition is going to be very different. And a lot of that depends on where the college is as well. So let's start with this. We'll listen first, and then I'm going to read it through a second time and have you repeat after me so that you can as well. So first we'll just listen.
Listen.
Hi, I'm Harold Thompson, Carlo's
Wrong
teacher.
track again.
Page 178. Read.
Going to college. Thinking of going to college? Here are some things you should know. Rising college enrollment. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 49% of high school graduates in 1980 went to college. 59% went to college in 1990. In 2007, over 66% of high school graduates went to college. Every year, more and more Americans decide that going to college is a way to a better future. The cost of college. But going to college costs a lot. Today, the average cost of tuition is between $2,000 and $22,000 a year. This does not include the cost of books, housing, and food. These can cost between $8,000 and $16,000 more a year. Paying for college. How do people pay for tuition? Many students get financial aid, scholarships, grants, and loans. Many students get loans. Some students get scholarships because their grades are good. Some students get grants because their income is low. Scholarships and grants are the best kind of financial aid because you don't have to pay them back. You do have to pay back student loans after you graduate. Most students use a combination of scholarships, grants, and loans to pay the high cost of college.
Okay, so I'm going to read it again, Christine, and this time you repeat after me so that you
Okay.
can read it also.
Okay.
Going to college.
Going to college.
Thinking of going to college?
Thinking of going to college?
Here are some things you should know.
Here are some things you should know.
Rising college enrollment.
Raising college enrollment.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau,
According to the U.S. Census Bureau,
49% of high school graduates
49% of high school graduates
in 1980 went to college.
in 1980 went to college.
59%
59%
went to college in 1990.
went to college in 1990.
In 2007,
In 2007,
over 66% of high school graduates
over 66% of high school
graduates
graduates
went to college.
went to college.
Every year, more and more Americans
Every year, more and more Americans
decide that going to college
decide that going to college
is a way to a better future.
is a way to a better future.
The cost of college.
The cost of college.
But going to college costs a lot.
But going to college costs a lot.
Today, the average cost of tuition
Today, the average cost of tuition
is between $2,000 and $22,000 a year.
is between $2,000 and $22,000 a year.
This does not include the cost of books, housing, and food.
It does not include the cost of books, housing, and food.
These can cost between $8,000 and $16,000 more a year.
This can cost between $8,000 and $16,000 more a year.
Paying for college.
Paying of college.
How do people pay for tuition?
How does people pay for tuition?
Many students get financial aid.
Many students get financial aid,
Scholarships, grants, and loans.
scholarships, grants, and loans.
Many students get loans.
Many students get loans.
Some students get scholarships
Some students get scholarships
because their grades are good.
because their grades are good.
Some students get grants
Some students get grants
because their income is low.
because their income is low.
Scholarships and grants are the best kind of financial aid.
Scholarships and grants are the best kind of financial aid
Because you don't have to pay them back.
because you don't have to pay them back.
You do have to pay back student loans after you graduate.
You do have to pay back student loans after you graduate.
Most students use a combination
Most students use a combination
of scholarships, grants, and loans
of scholarships, grants, and loans
to pay the high cost of college.
to pay the high cost of college.
Okay. We've already read it through twice, so let's go over and look at number 3 at the top of page 179. What are the 3 main points of the article? And a big clue is the headings that they use to separate the article. So what were the 3 main points?
Is raising college enrollment,
Rising college enrollment,
rising, yeah, and the cost of college,
and the cost of college, and
paying for college.
very good, and paying for college. So in my book, it says more students are going to college, which is the rising college enrollment. Going to college costs a lot, and they gave you the cost of college. And people pay for college with loans, scholarships, and grants. So how do you pay for college?
Yeah.
My daughter, because of COVID, has decided to pursue her master's degree because she has a lot more time. She's not working nearly as many hours. And she's working on a master's degree through a university in Florida because she's doing it all online. COVID has made more things available through Zoom classes and Zoom sessions and online classes than ever before. So she's able to take all of her classes online and not have to go somewhere to go to school, which is kind of nice. It's a lot less expensive if you don't have to go there and live.
Yeah.
The next thing, there's a reading skill over here in the red and yellow box. It says use information in charts and tables. If you look back at our article on college, there's a box in the article about the percentage of high school graduates who went to college. And there's another box in the article about the average cost of tuition for a private college, a public college, and a community college. Now, the information in this article is very dated. In other words, this was written back in 2007, which was 14 years ago. So 14 years ago, these are the numbers that they had. Today, they would be much, much higher than they were 14 years ago. So this just gives you an idea of how things change over time. But be aware of the fact that these numbers are very old. They're not current. So use the information in charts and tables. Authors sometimes use graphs and tables to present information. This information supports the author's main idea. So when you look in the article, the main ideas in this article were about how many people went to college and how much did it cost. Those were the main ideas in this article. So they use tables in the article to help explain those main ideas. It says, look at the graph about high school graduates in the article. So the graph about high school graduates is the one with the red, orange, and yellow bars in it. What do the numbers on the left side of the graph mean? So on the left side of the graph, they have numbers that go from 0 to 100. What do those numbers represent?
It's 49% of high school graduated in 1918.
They represent the percentage of high school students who went to college. So in letter B, number 1, those letters, those numbers on the left-hand side of the graph represent the percentage of high school graduates who went to college. So the correct answer is letter A. So number 1, the correct answer is letter A. It's not the number of students who went, it was the percentage of students who went. In number 2, it says what percentage of high school graduates went to college in 1980. So you have to look at the graph at the bottom for the year. And the year 1980 is represented by a red bar on the graph. And they want you to read the graph and tell them what percentage went to college in 1980. So what was it?
Almost 50.
Huh?
Almost 50.
Almost 50%. So it was almost
Yeah.
50%. So it would be letter A again. So number
Yeah.
2 would be letter A again. In number 3, how many high school graduates went to college in 2007?
Yeah. It's
The
the graph
question,
doesn't say.
yes, that's correct, because on the graph it gives you a percentage.
Is a
It
percentage.
doesn't
Yes.
give you the number of students who went. It gives you a percentage. So you don't have any
Yeah.
idea what the number was. All you know is that the percentage was,
Yeah.
what did they tell you? So over
The graph doesn't say.
66%.
Yeah.
But you have no idea how many. It just gives you a percentage. So the graph doesn't say is the correct answer, letter B.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in part C, it says read the statements and then circle true or false. So in this first one, it says today, fewer high school graduates go to college than in the past.
False.
False. More
Yeah.
students are going to college
False.
every year.
Yeah.
More students are going to college every year. So more and more every year, and that's true even now. Number 2, the cost of books, housing, and food for 1 year can be between $8,000 and $16,000.
Yes, true.
True,
Probably.
according to this
Mhm.
article.
Yeah.
So that's just in accordance with what's in this article.
Already. All good.
So
Yeah.
number 3 says 1 year of tuition at a community college is $6,000.
Uh, uh, Community college? No, it's false.
We need to go, that's false. We need to look at the article. It says
Yeah.
going to college costs a lot. The average cost of tuition is between $2,000 and
2000.
$22,000. But
Yeah.
if you look at the chart, there it says community college costs about $2,000, not $6,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I don't know what it is today. $6,000 may be more realistic. I don't know, but according to the article, that would be
Yeah.
false. Okay.
Yeah.
3 types of financial aid are scholarships, grants, and loans.
Yes, true.
True. You have to pay back grants and loans.
No, false. Only loans you have to pay back.
You only pay back loans. You don't have to pay back grants. So that one is false. Okay, the next thing is to do the workbook. And because my tape player doesn't work and I do want to read the article, I will read it to you first, and then I'll have you repeat after me. But first I'll read through it so you know what's in here, and then I'll read and have you repeat. So it says, look at the picture in the article. What is the girl doing in this picture? What does it look like she's doing in this picture?
Is the behavior of the student or the child?
In this picture in your workbook, on page 106 in your workbook, there's a picture in the article. In your workbook.
Okay, I'm sorry.
On page 106.
Yeah, it's a homework.
It looks like she's doing her homework, right? Looks like she's doing her homework. And the title of the article is Homework Tips. So it makes sense that she would be doing her homework, okay? So we're going to listen. You listen first, and then we'll read it together. Homework tips. Studies show that children do better in school when their parents are involved in their schoolwork. What parents do at home is very important to a student's success. In fact, it's more important than whether a family is rich or poor or whether parents have had a lot of education or not. Homework helps students practice what they have learned. It gets them ready for the next day's classes. It helps students develop good work habits and attitudes. Homework also gives parents a chance to be involved in their child's education. However, getting your child to turn off the TV and do his or her homework can be difficult. Here are a few tips to improve your child's homework habits. Number 1, make a homework schedule. Set a period of time for homework every day. Choose a time when your child works best. Avoid times when your child may be tired, such as just before bed. Create a study area. Choose a quiet area of your home with good lighting away from the TV. It could be a desk in the child's bedroom or a corner of the kitchen table. Number 3, organize school supplies. Your child will need supplies such as pencils, pens, erasers, paper, and a dictionary. Keep these things together in one place. Number 4, check homework. Keep a list of your child's homework assignments on the refrigerator. Write the date your child has to complete each assignment. Check off each assignment when your child finishes it. And number 5, show you are interested. Ask about your child's day at school. Talk about the schoolwork that your child brings home. Encourage your child to read aloud a poem he or she wrote, or talk about the results of a science experiment. Attend school events such as PTO meetings, sports events, and band concerts. Tell your child how proud you are. Okay, now I'm going to read it, Christine, and have you repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
Homework tips.
Homework tips.
Studies show that children do better in school
Studies show that children do better in school
when their parents are involved in their schoolwork.
when their parents are involved in their schoolwork.
What parents do at home is very important to a student's success.
What parents do at home is very important to a student's success.
In fact, it's more important
In fact, it's more important
than whether a family is rich or poor,
than whether a family is rich or poor,
or whether parents have had a lot of education or not.
or whether parents have had a lot of education or not.
Homework helps students practice what they have learned.
Homework helps students practice what they have learned.
It gets them ready for the next day's classes.
It gets them ready for the next day's classes.
It helps students develop good work habits and attitudes.
It helps students develop good work habits and attitudes.
Homework also gives parents a chance to be involved in their child's education.
Homework also gives parents a chance to be involved in their child's education.
However, getting your child to turn off the TV
However, getting your child to turn off the TV
and do his or her homework can be difficult.
and do his or her homework can be difficult.
Here are a few tips
Here are a few tips
to improve your child's homework habits.
to improve your child's homework habits.
Make a homework schedule.
Make a homework schedule.
Set a period of time for homework every day.
Set a period of time for homework every day.
Choose a time when your child works best.
Choose a time when your child works best.
Avoid times when your child may be tired.
Avoid times when your child may be tired,
Such as just before bed.
such as just before bed.
Create a study area.
Create a study area.
Choose a quiet area of your home
Choose a quiet area of your home
with good lighting away from the TV.
with good lighting away from the TV.
It could be a desk in the child's bedroom
It could be a desk in the child's bedroom
or a corner of the kitchen table.
or a corner of the kitchen table.
Organize school supplies.
Organize school supplies.
Your child will need supplies such as pencils, pens, erasers, paper, and a dictionary.
Your child will need supplies such as pencils, pen, erasers, paper, and a dictionary.
Keep these things together in one place.
Keep these things together in one place.
Check homework.
Check homework.
Keep a list of your child's homework assignments on the refrigerator.
Keep a list of your child's homework assignments on the refrigerator.
Write the date your child has to complete each assignment.
Write the date your child has to complete each assignment.
Check off each assignment when your child finishes it.
Check off each assignment when your child finishes it.
Show you are interested.
Show you are interested.
Ask about your child's day at school.
Ask about your child's day at the school.
Talk about the schoolwork that your child brings home.
Talk about the schoolwork that your child brings home.
Encourage your child to read aloud
Encourage your child to read aloud
a poem he or she wrote,
a poem he or she wrote,
or talk about the results of a science experiment.
or talk about the results of a science experiment.
Attend school events,
Attend school events,
such as PTO meetings,
such as PTO meetings,
sports events,
sports events,
and band concerts.
and band concerts.
Tell your child how proud you are.
Tell your child how proud you are.
What is the purpose of this article? It says circle the letter. They gave you 3 choices. What do you think is the purpose of this whole article, Christine?
It's to suggest the ways a parent can help their children with homework.
Very good. To suggest ways parents can help their children with homework. In letter B, it says, look at the picture. Is the family following the advice in the article? They want you to write about the good and bad homework habits you see in the picture. So you can pick the good ones or the bad ones. You can start with the girl in the front of the picture. What are the good habits that, well, it says the son. They gave you the first one about the son. The son should study away from the TV, right? So that was a bad habit.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the good and bad habits in this article.
The good thing is she write a note on the refrigerator for the homework.
There are notes on the
assignment.
refrigerator about homework. What else?
And the daughter, she's studying away from the TV.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And she has her supplies organized around her.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the time, Christine? Look at the clock.
Oh, yeah.
It's very late, isn't it?
It's bad. Yes,
they shouldn't be working on homework that late at night, should they?
Yeah.
What else is what other things are? Can you tell from this picture? The son does not have. I'm sorry.
TV is loud.
The TV is loud. It looks like he's got earbuds in and he's listening to music. Doesn't it look like he's got earbuds in and he's listening to music? And he doesn't have his supplies organized, does he, the boy? So it looks like the boy has bad habits and the girl has good habits, doesn't it? Except for the time of day. At the bottom of the page, it says, make it personal. Do you think the tips in the article are useful? Did you like some of these things that they gave you for tips in the article?
Yes.
Can you think of 2 more tips?
Oh, okay.
What kind of things do you do with your children to help them with their schoolwork, Christine?
To hold them.
How do you help them with their homework?
I have to give them some juice or anything to give them power or energy when they're studying. I believe this one.
I don't understand what you said.
The, um, just my daughter when she's studying, I can give her some juice to
Okay, a
drinking.
snack, juice or a
Yeah,
snack,
as a snack.
right?
Yeah,
Something so she's not hungry while she's trying to do her work.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
good, very good. That's a good one. Can you think of another one?
Another one is before she's studying, I uh, I advise her to go and wash her face
Okay, so
to
you're
refresh, to make her refresh.
make her feel better before she starts working, right?
Yes,
Very good, very
yes.
good. Those are good ideas. All right, we're going to go on to lesson 8. Lesson 8 says discuss your child's behavior in school. So sometimes you might have to have a meeting with a teacher or even a principal about your child's behavior in school. So we're going to talk a little bit about how they behave in school. First, I want you to look at these pictures. We're back in the big book
Mm-hmm.
now, on page 180 in the big book.
Yeah, yes.
Look at these pictures. Do students in your country, so if you were at home in your country where you grew up, do the students
Mm-hmm.
in your country behave the same way? So in the class, they're talking, I mean, in the pictures in the book, they're talking about bullying other kids. So
Mm-hmm.
do students in your country bully other kids? Do you have bullies in your schools?
Yeah, sometimes my daughter
Sometimes,
has a
yes.
bully kid. Yeah,
Yes. What about not paying attention?
of course she sometimes she not attention.
Yes, I know that was always hard for me. Sometimes it was a whole lot more fun to look out the window, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What about students who do not get along with others? Do you have that?
I don't think so, no.
What about fool around in class?
No.
It may not be you, but there may have been other students who did that. What about be disrespectful? Look at that young man and how disrespectful he is to the teacher.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty bad, isn't
No.
it? And
Yes.
skip class. Did you have students in school who skipped class?
No.
No, that's probably a really bad thing. I only ever did that once my whole
Yeah.
life, and it was not a good thing. Okay, we're going to listen to the CD and listen to the conversation. Mr. and Mrs. Herrera got a call from their son's teacher, and they want to know what kind of trouble Luis is having in school, and they want you to check the boxes before you listen. So if you look in this picture up above, they want you to check the boxes of the problems that Luis is having. So we went over these pictures and we're going to check the boxes that Luis is having. So let's listen
Mhm.
to the CD.
Page 180. Listen. Exercises A and B.
Where's Luis?
He's at a friend's house. Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called. He's having some trouble at school.
Uh-oh. What kind of trouble?
She said he's not paying attention and skipping class.
What? Well, we need to talk to him right away.
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
Okay, so what problems was Luis having in school?
They not pay attention and skip class.
Very good. So you need to put a check mark in the boxes by those two pictures. All right, part C says, well, part B says, what are they going to do? So what are they going to do? What are the parents going to
They
do?
will talk to Lewis.
They're going to talk to Luis.
Lois.
Talk to Luis. So letter A,
Luis.
circle letter A. They're going to talk to their son. They got a note home
Mhm.
and now they're going to talk to their son. And
Yeah.
we're going to listen to the whole conversation and then underline the
Okay.
correct words. So for letter C at the bottom of the page, we're going to listen to the whole conversation. So this will be a longer conversation.
Page 180, listen. Exercise C.
Where's Luis?
He's at a friend's house. Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called. He's having some trouble at school.
Uh-oh. What kind of trouble?
She said he's not paying attention and skipping class.
What? Well, we need to talk to him right away.
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
This is so strange. Luis never has problems at school.
I know. He's usually a great student.
Okay, so according to that last conversation, Luis usually,
Does one.
yes, he usually
Does
does well in school. I went through a time with my daughter when she was in the 8th grade. She was having a lot of problems in school, and she had always been a very good student. She'd always made straight A's, but for some reason in the 8th grade, she got mixed up with some girls that told her it wasn't cool to be a good student. It wasn't cool to make good grades. And she would do all the work, but she wouldn't turn it in, because if she turned it in, she would get good grades. And she didn't want to get good grades because these girls at school were putting pressure on her. It was a really rough time for her. It just so happened that we moved right around that time, and we corrected all the problems by changing the school, but that was really rough going through that with her. We're going to go over to part 3 on the top of page 181. We're going to listen to the possessive nouns and then listen and repeat. Before we do that, let's look at the pronunciation watch box to the right. The apostrophe S or S apostrophe possessive ending adds an extra syllable after the sounds at the end of Luis, Liz, Josh, Mitch, and George. It does not add an extra syllable after other sounds. So, give me just 1 minute. I need to respond to this. Okay, so we're going to listen to the CD first, and then we'll listen and repeat. Okay?
Okay.
Page 181, conversation. Exercise A. Listen.
My boss's name.
His friend's house.
Alex's friend.
Sue's homework.
George's class.
Her parents' car.
Now, did you notice that sometimes when they added the S at the end, it also added a syllable, but sometimes it did not? And that's what they're
Yes.
showing you in this possessive, in this pronunciation watch. Okay, so this time you're going to repeat after them. So listen and repeat.
Listen and repeat.
My boss's name.
My boss's name.
My boss's
His
name.
friend's house.
His friend's house.
His friend's house.
Alex's friend.
Alex's friend.
Alex's friend.
Sue's homework.
Sue's homework.
Sue's homework.
George's class.
George's class.
George's
Parents'
class.
car.
Her parents' car.
Her parents' car.
Okay, we're going to do, we're going to listen to another, it says listen again and underline the possessive nouns that add a syllable. So this same exercise that we just looked at, these 6 phrases at the top, they want you to underline the possessive nouns that add a syllable. So when you listen, you're listening for whether boss adds a syllable or not, whether friend adds a syllable or not, okay? So we're going to listen and then underline. So listen and underline.
Mhm.
Page 181, Conversation. Exercise B.
My boss's name.
His friend's house.
Okay, in my boss's name, did that add a syllable?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
so you're going to underline bosses. In
Bosses. Yes.
in his friend's house, did his friend's house add a syllable?
Friends. Friends.
Friends. Did it add a
Yes.
syllable?
Yes.
No, no.
No.
In boss, you have boss and bosses.
Mhm.
So in boss, it did add a syllable. So we're going to underline boss's name. We're going to underline the word bosses. But when we
Okay.
say his friend's house, it did not add a
Don't have
syllable. It
syllable.
did add the
Okay.
S, but it did not add a syllable. His
Okay.
friend's house. So we don't underline friend, but we do underline boss. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
So let's listen to the others.
Alex's friend.
Did Alex add a syllable?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So underline Alex.
Sue's homework.
Did that one add a syllable?
No.
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 So we don't underline that one.
George's class.
Did that one
Yes.
add a syllable?
Yeah.
Yes. So underline George's class. George has added a syllable.
Her parents' car.
Her parents' car.
No.
No, we don't underline anything there. Okay, we're going to listen to a conversation and repeat. So first listen and then we'll listen and repeat.
Okay.
Okay, this is not working. Track 17.
Page 181, Conversation. Exercise C. Listen.
Where's Luis?
He's at a friend's house. Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called. He's having some trouble at school.
Uh-oh. What kind of trouble?
She said he's not paying attention and skipping class.
What? Well, we need to talk to him right away.
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
Now we're going to repeat, Christine.
Listen and
Okay.
repeat.
Where's Luis?
He's at a
Where is
friend's house.
Luis?
He's at a friend's house.
He is at a friend's house.
Why? What's up?
Why? What's up?
Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called.
Well,
Well, his teacher called.
He's having some trouble at school.
He is having some trouble
Uh-oh.
at school.
What kind of trouble?
Uh-oh. What kind of trouble?
She said he's not paying attention and skipping class.
she said.
She said he is not paying attention and skipping class.
What? Well, we need to talk to him right away.
What? Well, we need to talk to him right away.
Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
Definitely.
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
Okay, we're going to do another practice where we fill in the blanks from the blue, green, and red boxes to the right. So
Okay.
do you want to take a minute or do you want to just go ahead and take turns?
Okay, I can start.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Where is Luis?
He's at a friend's house. Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called. He is having some trouble at school.
Uh-oh, what kind of trouble?
He said he is not getting along with others and bullying some other kids.
What? Well, we need to find out what's going on right away.
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner.
Okay, this time I'll start it. Where's Luis?
He is at a friend's house. Why? What's up?
Well, his teacher called. He's having some trouble at school.
Uh-oh, what kind of trouble?
She said he's being disrespectful to his teachers and fooling around in class.
What will we have to what will we need to have a family meeting right away?
Definitely. Let's all talk tonight after dinner. Very good. All right, let's turn over and do lesson 9 on page 182. So we have a grammar box at the top of the page, and I'll read these and you repeat after me.
Okay.
Their son's name is Luis.
Their son's name is Luis.
In the plural, we say their sons' names, as in more than one son. Their sons' names are Min and Sang.
Their sons' names are Min and Sang.
The children's classroom is down the hall.
The children's classroom is down the hall.
In the grammar watch, it tells you to form a possessive noun, add apostrophe S to most singular nouns. If it's a singular noun, one person, a boy's name, so you put an apostrophe S, a boy's name. Add only an apostrophe to the plural nouns that end in S. For instance, my parents' car, you put the apostrophe after the S. Add apostrophe S to plural nouns that do not end in S. The men's hats. Because it didn't end in S, you put an apostrophe S. And it says see page 287 for more spelling rules. So if you want to look up more rules, you can look them up on page 287. You'll notice when you say these things, they don't sound any different, Christine, but they look different the way you write them, okay? For instance, their son's name is Luis. You can't tell that that's singular, except that you know that they're talking about is. It's one person. Their son's name is Luis. They only have one son, and his name is Luis. When you look at the plural, they obviously have more than one son. Their sons' names are Min and Sang. So their sons' names are, we put the apostrophe after the S. The children's classroom is down the hall. So this is the children's, and even though children is plural, we're going to put an apostrophe S because it doesn't already end in S. We put an apostrophe S to talk about where their classroom is. Right, so let's do the practice. In the practice, it says underline the correct word. And the question here is, where are they putting the apostrophe, okay?
Okay.
So who is your daughter's teacher? Which one is correct?
Daughters.
With an apostrophe S, the second one.
S.
With an apostrophe S, the second one. Number 2, my sons are in the first and second grades. Which one is correct?
Sons is without apostrophe S?
Yes, without the apostrophe, the first one, because they're not showing any possession here. They're not talking about the things that they own, or that we're talking about what grade they're in. So my sons are in the first and second grades. No apostrophe, okay? Number 3, the teacher's first name is Alex.
Teachers with apostrophe S?
With the apostrophe, yes, the second one. The teacher's first name is Alex because we're talking about her name, and that belongs to her. Okay?
Yeah.
Number 4, sometimes a teacher calls a student's parents.
With apostrophe?
With apostrophe S, because we're talking about possession, the parents of that student. So it's apostrophe S. Very good. Number 5, I know the names of all my classmates.
Is without apostrophe?
Yes, without the apostrophe. It's the first one.
The first one.
Without the apostrophe. Very good. Number 6, my daughter's names are Alicia and Rita.
It's the second one.
It's the second one. The
plural?
second one. The apostrophe goes after the S. Yes, because there's 2 daughters. So the apostrophe goes after. Number 7, the guidance counselor's name is Miss White.
The first one.
Yes, apostrophe S, because it's
Singular.
one person. We're talking about her name.
Yeah.
Okay. Part B says find and correct the error in each sentence. So we have to see where the error is, and then we need to correct it. So number 1 says, my son's grades are poor. What do we need to do to son?
Put the apostrophe S.
Change it to apostrophe S. Very good. Because we're talking about his grades, and they're grades that are belonging to my son. My son's grades are poor, so I need to talk to his teacher. So we're going to change sons to sons with an apostrophe S. Number 2, the new teachers' names are Miss Trudeau and Miss Appleton. What do we need to do for teachers? Yes?
The apostrophe should be after S.
Very good. The apostrophe goes after the S. Very good. The new teachers' names are Miss Trudeau and Miss Appleton, and the apostrophe goes after the S. Number 3, where's the school nurse's office?
Nurses should to put
We need
S,
to add
the S.
apostrophe S to nurse. So we're going to take nurse and add apostrophe S. They put the apostrophe, but they didn't put the S after it. The nurse says,
The bond S, yes.
so we need to add apostrophe S. Number 4, my daughter's report card was good, but my son is having a hard time.
My daughter's is apostrophe S.
Yes, very good, apostrophe S. Number 5, the principal will try to answer all the parents' questions.
The parents is the apostrophe should be after the S.
Okay, they put 2 S's there. That's what's wrong with it, okay? You don't want 2 S's. You need to take off that last S. You can either put the apostrophe after the S in parents or put an apostrophe S between the T and the S. But it only needs 1 S either way. So either way, it only needs 1 S, okay?
Yeah.
And it can be apostrophe after the S, or it can be an apostrophe before the S. It could be either one, but it only needs 1 S.
1 S, okay.
Only 1 S. Number 6, teachers like to meet their students' parents.
Students should be apostrophe S.
The S goes after, the apostrophe goes after the S. The apostrophe goes after the S because they're talking about all of their students. So the apostrophe goes after the S, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the workbook. In the workbook, we're going to start with letter A. It says complete the sentences. We're on page 108 in the workbook. Complete the sentences. Write the possessive forms of the nouns in parentheses. So they've given you the noun, and they want you to write the possessive form of the noun that they've given you. So my daughter's teachers are worried about her behavior. She is disrespectful and doesn't pay attention in class. So we're going to write that as daughter apostrophe S. Okay?
Yeah.
Number 2, the children's art projects were all very good. The teacher displayed them in the hallway.
As the children with apostrophe S.
I think so.
I think it will be after S.
Yes. I think it's children apostrophe S. I saw that in your big book. I wanted to make sure I told you correctly. I think it's children apostrophe S.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it in there, but I don't see it now. I think it's children apostrophe S. Greenville Middle School got money for computers. Now Miss Wilson's room has computers for every student.
Now Miss Wilson's.
Miss Wilson's, we're going to put an apostrophe S.
Yeah.
The end of Wilson, right? Put an apostrophe S after Miss Wilson.
Yeah.
My son's science grade went from a C to a B. I think he's studying more.
My son's is with apostrophe S.
I don't, yeah, I guess it would be SON apostrophe S because we're talking about his grade, the grade that belongs to him. So it would be apostrophe S. The parent-teacher conference was a success. The parents' attendance was about 90%.
The parents,
I
apostrophe
think the
S.
apostrophe goes at the end after the S. So you
Yes,
write
only
parents,
apostrophe.
put the S after parents. I mean the apostrophe after the S in number 5. Number 6, at orientation, the principal reviewed the school's policies about close attendance and behavior.
Schools is apostrophe S.
Yes, school apostrophe S. Very good. And number 7, my nephew's report card was excellent. He got an A in every subject.
My nephew's is
Apostrophe S. Apostrophe S. Very good. Nephew apostrophe S. My nephew's report card was excellent. In exercise B, it says add the missing apostrophe to each sentence. So we have to figure out where to put it. Number 1, Sandra went to her son's basketball game and they put, the next sentence says the 2 boys are both on the same team. Because she has 2 sons, the S, the apostrophe needs to go after the S in sons because there's 2 boys. So it's sons apostrophe. Sandra went to her son's basketball game because there's 2 boys. The apostrophe goes after. I'm worried about Mary's grades. She got a bad report card this semester. Where do we put the apostrophe?
Mary's is apostrophe S.
Yes, very good. Mary apostrophe
S.
S. Very good. Goes between the Y and the S. Very good. Number 3, Melissa is a football fan. She knows all the football players' names.
Z knows.
It's going to go on players. It's going to go on players. Where does it go on players?
Is after S.
I think so because it's the whole team. So it would go after the S. Jimmy looked at another student's paper during the test. His teacher took his paper away and gave him an F. Another student's paper. So in the word students, where are we going to put the apostrophe?
Students.
It's going to be T apostrophe S in students.
Yeah, T apostrophe S. Yeah.
T apostrophe S. Very good. Number 5, Javier was fooling around in class. The teacher sent him to the principal's office. Principal apostrophe S. The apostrophe goes between the L and the S. So principal apostrophe S. Sent him to the principal's office. Mr. Murray called Bill's parents. He wanted to find out why he wasn't in school. So Bill's, where do we put the apostrophe?
Is the apostrophe S?
Yes, Bill apostrophe S. Very good. Bill apostrophe S. All right, we're going to do another article here. School uniforms debate. They want you to underline the correct word in the sentence. So they've given you 2 choices for all of the plural words, and they want you to underline the correct one. Okay, so let's go through this article. I'll read it and you repeat after me, and we'll talk about the words as we get to them, okay? School uniforms debate.
School uniforms debate.
School students wear Should students wear uniforms in school?
Should students wear uniform in school?
So which one are we going to use for students?
The first one.
The first one, no apostrophe. Should students wear uniforms in school? Students, parents, and teachers have different opinions.
Students, parents, and teachers have different opinions.
Very good. Many parents and teachers like the idea.
Many parents and teachers like the idea.
Parents think uniforms are cheaper than regular children's clothes.
Parents think uniforms are cheaper than regular children's clothes.
Okay, so
I
which one do
think
we
it's the
use for
second one.
children? I'm sorry?
The second one. The
No, the
second
first
one.
no, the first one.
First.
The first one.
Okay.
Then regular children's clothes. We're going to use the first one, apostrophe S. Children, apostrophe S.
Okay.
They also think it's easier to get their kids ready for school in the morning.
They also think it is easier to get their kids ready for school in the morning.
So which one do we use?
Kids is the first one.
The first one, no apostrophe, because we're just getting them ready. We're not showing any possession there. The first one, no apostrophe. When I shop for my kids' clothes, I don't have to buy expensive designer brands. Which one do we use there?
When I shop for my kids' clothes, the first one.
I would
Kids
use
with
the
a
first
booster.
one because it's we're assuming she's got more than one child, okay?
Yeah.
So it would be the first
Yeah.
one. If she has more than one child, it's the first one, okay? When I shop for my kids' clothes, I don't have to buy expensive designer brands. And my daughters waste so much time in the morning. Which one of those are we going to use?
My daughter's with apostrophe.
No, this is no apostrophe because we're not showing any possession in this one, okay? And my
Okay.
daughters, talking about my girls, they don't waste
Mhm.
so much time in the morning planning what they're going to wear, says Ann Carter, a great mom. Because she's not showing possession there. They don't waste so much time, so there's no apostrophe. We're going to use the second one there.
Okay.
No apostrophe.
Yeah, okay.
Teachers say that uniforms improve students' behavior in class.
Students is the first one.
The first one, very good. Wearing a uniform reminds students that they are in school to learn and that they have to follow the school's rules. So which one do we use there?
Is the first one students.
Students, we're going to use the first one, very good. And then we're showing that they're learning to follow the schools. Which one of the schools do we use?
Schools is the first one also.
I think it's the first one also, apostrophe S, because we're showing the rules of the school's rules. The first one. Okay, however, most students don't like to wear uniforms.
However, most students don't like to wear uniforms.
They feel that clothing is a way for people to express their personalities.
They feel that clothes is a way for people to express their personalities.
I don't want to dress the same as all of my classmates.
I don't want to dress the same as all of my classmates. Is the second one. First one.
The first one, yes, there's no possession there. It's the first one, explains Tina Lynch, a student at Greenville High School. I want to wear clothes that show who I am.
I want to wear clothes that show who I am.
Students disagree. Which one of those do we use?
First one.
The first one, no apostrophe. Students disagree that a person's clothing changes their behavior. Which one of persons do we use?
Persons is
the first one, apostrophe S. Students disagree that a person's clothing changes their behavior. Now, the students don't like the idea of uniforms. So they say that that doesn't change their behavior. In fact, I think that it does change their behavior in a positive way because they don't have that competition for how they look. So I think, let's go to the last sentence, that you don't act better because of what you're wearing. You're still the same person inside. I disagree with that. I think that uniforms do change their behavior in a positive way. Did you wear uniforms when you went to school, Christine?
Yes.
You wore uniforms? What do you think about uniforms?
Uniform.
What do you think about wearing uniforms to school? What's your opinion?
I think, yeah, I think it's good for the school. It's for the student to be the
Yes,
same as together. Yeah,
I do too. I think it's a very good thing. Um,
yeah,
it takes away that competition, and I think girls are much worse than boys about this. I don't think boys really care one way or the other. But girls,
yeah.
I think it definitely makes a big difference. Wearing a uniform, thank you. Wearing a uniform, it takes away a lot of the stresses that girls go through in school.
Yeah.
Definitely a positive thing.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do the unit review. Show what you know, page 183.
Yes.
March events at Oak Grove Middle School. They're having a bake sale. They want you to complete the newsletter and use the future with will. So we're going to remember how we used will in the future tense.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this and fill in the blanks. The fourth
Okay.
grade will have a bake sale on March 6th at 12:30 p.m. in the cafeteria. Students
Will
sell cookies, cupcakes, and other
cup.
baked goods.
Yeah.
The students will sell cookies, cupcakes, and other baked goods. PTO meeting. The Oak Grove PTO
Will meet
on March 9th. Members will discuss new school programs for this year. Please join us. Complete the conversations. Write the possessive forms of the nouns in parentheses. Change the adjectives in parentheses to adverbs of manner. Now remember how we used adverbs of manner, like when we added ly?
Yes.
So the first one says, how are my son's grades in math? And we're asking about the grades belonging to my son, so it's going to be son apostrophe S. Okay, he's fine. He's doing very well. Remember, that's an irregular one.
Yeah.
So when we take good and change it into an adverb, we say well. He's doing very well. You want to try number 2? How are the children's grades?
How were the children's grades? Is with apostrophe S?
Apostrophe S, very good. Great, they're working hard in school. I'm sorry, I gave you the answer. Hard does not change, okay?
Yeah, hard also.
It does not change,
hard.
It stays hard.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the little girl.
The little girl's name with apostrophe S?
Very good, apostrophe S. I think she said Mimi. She speaks
Quietly.
Quietly. We add ly. She speaks quietly. I can't read.
The students with apostrophe S?
Yes, apostrophe S. I can't read the student's handwriting. I know he writes. Oh, that's a tough one.
He writes sloppily.
Sloppily. You drop the Y. You drop the Y and add ILY. Sloppily.
Okay.
We change that to an adverb. It's going to end in ILY. SLOPPILY. Okay?
ILY. Okay.
What you're doing actually is changing the Y to I and add LY. So like sloppy, happy, you drop the Y and add, or you change the Y to I and add LY. So you change the Y to I and add LY.
Okay.
Exercise C says cross out the underlined nouns and write object pronouns. Now remember the object pronouns. The object pronoun is referring back to something we already said. So do you know Mr. Jones? I like
him a lot.
him a lot. So the him refers back to Mr. Jones. My daughter Eliza is having a hard time. Can you help
Here.
her? Very good. Her. Brad's homework is hard. He doesn't understand
It.
it. Very good. He doesn't understand it. Asha's school books are heavy. It's hard for her to carry.
It.
No, them. More than one.
Carry them.
Just one
yeah,
book.
I'm sorry.
It's school books plural. Her school books
Yeah.
are heavy. It's hard for her to carry them.
Look at them.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's plural. I want to meet my children's teachers. I want to talk to
them.
them. Very good. Okay, I don't usually do these acted out ones. Let's look at the read and react, the problem solving. Number 3. Mai's daughter, Kalaya, is 12 years old. I received a note from Kalaya's teacher. The teacher wrote that Kalaya is misbehaving in class. She is not getting along with another student. Kalaya says that the other student is bullying her. Mai believes Kalaya. She doesn't think that the teacher is being fair. What is Mai's problem? What's her problem in school?
Kalaya is missing behavior with.
I think Kalaya is being bullied in school. I think that's the problem.
Yes.
And what can Mai do about it? Now, Mai is the mom, okay? And Kalaya is the child who's being bullied. So it says, here are some ideas. She can talk to the teacher. She can talk to the principal. She can talk to the other students' parents. What would you do, Christine, if your daughter came home and told you she was being bullied in school?
I will go into the school and talk to the teacher.
I think I would talk to the
school
teacher.
Principal.
I would talk to the teacher first and explain to the teacher that I think my child is being bullied. So I would talk to the teacher first, and then depending on how that conversation goes with the teacher, I would decide if I needed to talk to the principal.
Yeah.
I would give the teacher the first opportunity, and then I would go to the principal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, they have a study skills activity on page 253.
253.
I just want to see what it is. We're doing unit 9, so it's the one at the top of the page. My portfolio. Did you find that on page 253?
Yeah. Yeah.
A portfolio is a folder or a binder of papers or drawings. For example, artists have a portfolio of their work. You use your portfolio to keep things that show what you can do. A lot of students will have a portfolio that contains their schoolwork or important papers they need for a particular class. So a portfolio is something that you can keep with work in it. Letter A says, create a portfolio of your written work in English. So if you're writing things in English and you want to keep them together, you can put them in a portfolio. Okay?
Okay.
They're just telling you what a portfolio is and how you would use it. So if that was something you wanted to do. How about if we stop here, Christine, because we're about to start a new unit.
Yes.
And we'll go on and start on unit 10 next week, okay?
10.
And let me know if you're having a problem with a Thursday morning, any Thursday morning. I think mornings work better for us than afternoons.
Yes.
So you let me know if we need to have class on a different morning. You just let me know that, okay?
Okay, Miss Elsa, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Thursday.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
So, bye, Christine. See you next week.
Miss Elsa. You too. Thank you. Bye.